Okay, bows and bow ties. So, look, I'm just talking off the top of my head today because that's just how I am feeling. Um, First, let me just say this. So, I really haven't recorded many videos in the last few days because I didn't want to. I didn't really have anything to say except for the one about men are from Venus, women are from Mars, or whatever that saying is. Uh, because I kind of took a little bit of a break away from like all of the videos. But I will say this, I come back and I'm like, y'all are still talking about the same stuff. These women are losing their mind. They're so psycho. I'm like, how can a group of women who profess to be so intelligent and worldly and open-minded and all these things, how do you not have anything to talk about other than men? Y'all stay talking about these men. And let me just make this clear. It's not that many of the things that they're saying aren't true, but I'm just kind of like, okay, haven't we read this chapter? Haven't we talked about this story? I feel like, what else can we talk about other than why you need to decenter men? This is unbelievable. I've never met, I've never seen or heard a bunch of women who want to decenter men so bad talk about men. I've never seen a bunch of women who want to talk about their single status being so great, so bad, talk about dating. I've never heard a bunch of women who want to be free from child rearing so much talk about women who rear children or anything else. So now everyone wants to hop on this conversation regarding the black woman, the black wife effect. And I'm just kind of like, guys and gals, this was just a fun little trend. Like, and people are like really getting serious about this. They're arguing with white women. I'm like, y'all are some of the most unhappy people. It's like they're going out of their way. This is what I'm seeing. I feel like the women who look like me are going out of their way to validate, self-validation. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing with self-validation, but it's at the expense of other people. So don't get me wrong. Well, the black wife effect, that particular trend, is not necessarily invalidating anybody else, right? But all the other talking points that's going on right now, I just feel like, and I'm not saying that they're not necessarily wrong. I just don't understand why you're still talking about it. So the black wife effect trend, or I can't even seem to get my words right. I can't even. Anyway, that particular trend is basically they're showing what happens when a black woman and a white man choose to be in a relationship together, and what the white guy looked like before and after. So you can choose a celebrity, you can choose a regular person, whatever, right? So some of the ones I've seen out there was like a Travis Kelsey. Um, I've seen uh, Harry and Meghan, etc. And basically, what the trend is, they're saying like, before this guy was with his black wife, he looked like this. So they'll pick like the worst pictures. They'll show like a style of dress, right? Maybe that he had an overgrown beard or whatever. And then they show him after he's been with a black woman, he's cleaned up, he's stylish, he looks good. Now, I love that trend. But what they're not saying is, I just feel like in general, that's what black women do anyway, whether you're black, white, or whatever, whoever they're with, that's just, it's like the style thing. I don't think it has anything to do with him being white. I just think it has everything to do with men in general. For example, look at what Portia Williams did to that Simon Guobadia, whatever his name is, Guobadia, whatever. He looked much better after Portia cleaned him up. Look at like a lot of women. A lot of women love cleaning up their men. Well, black women, like culturally, right? So they're showing, but what happens is you got these black women out here showing what black women have done and cleaned up white men. as if like that's like some barometer or the litmus test of a good relationship. I'm like, well, no. Culturally, black women clean up men anyway. It doesn't matter if you're white or black. You know, we like to do things like think about how like culturally back in the day, if we were going to an event or something like that, or church or whatever, right? If I had on like a purple dress with him, my husband would have the matching purple tie. That's not just designated for like a prom or a wedding, right? Like that's like that type of thing. Actually, my husband and I, we haven't really done that lately. But you know what I mean? That's just like a cultural thing. I'm sure other white couples do that. Maybe I haven't seen it. I don't think it's like that important, but like culturally, that's just a thing that we kind of do, right? So I'm looking, listening to all these women go on and on, and of course you'll see white women will jump on that trend. They're like, "Well, can a black woman clean up my husband too?" And it's all in jokes, but black women are making this so serious. I'm like, come on. Now maybe it's because I haven't been leaning into looking at all that content because I just needed a little bit of a mental break from some of the shenanigans out here on social media. But I just kind of feel like you know, if you want to light your fire, you shouldn't have to extinguish anyone else's. And what I'm seeing is outside of the black white trend effect thing or whatever, I feel like many of these black women, and I love my black women, all they want to do is just crap on other people. They crap on married women, they crap on single women with children. Maybe they got out of a bad relationship. Who knows? They crap on everyone. Everyone. They crap on the men. I mean, because there's already the gender war, but there's like this intra war between the women, right? And I'm just okay, hold on. Let me just pause for a second. Y'all better look at me now because you see this sun on me? Look at this sun. Yes, sun. Come through, sun. When I lose the rest of these little bit of pounds and, I get my summer glow, when I get my summer tan, you guys won't be able to talk to me. You will not be able to talk to me. You think I'm already conceited now? But anyway, back to the conversation. Okay, I'm back. Okay, that was really jacked up. I don't know why that did that, but okay. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying, besides the fact that I was talking about my wonderful glow and being conceited over the summer, I'm just saying that black women don't need to continuously get out here and take out dunk on all these women. It's like I've never seen a bunch of women who profess to be so happy and so content in their life get on social media and talk bad about everybody else. Like it doesn't even make any sense. So if you're happy with your single status, then why do you report on married women so much? If you are happy with, not rearing children, why are you on here talking about these women so much? If you're so happy with the fact that you have decentered men, why do you continue to talk about men so much? But furthermore, I'm going to break it down further since I'm just yipping and yapping and yapping and yipping. I'm looking at women who are throughout the diaspora totally using Black American women for clout. They don't talk about their culture at all. They stay reporting on Black American women social issues. And I find it interesting that they go out of their way to curate some of the worst possible video clips. They don't put their own culture out there. You want us to have unity? Then you share your culture. Report on your culture. I feel like Black American women are so busy seeking validation so much that they'll just talk and put anything out there for public consumption and then get upset when people view them a certain way, misuse their material. And I'm like, yeah, people in the diaspora who are completely, they don't realize how brainwashed they are. And they will get out here and sit there and say and do some wild things. Anyway, I don't even know what I titled this. What did I title this video? I forgot what the heck is this is even called. But yeah, that's that. I just wanted to just get that off my chest. I want to talk about the WNBA for a second. Like this whole Caitlin Clark thing, this is the thing. I feel like the WNBA is doing it wrong. I think that Caitlin Clark is a shooting talent. I think she is an incomplete basketball player. I think that she's going to learn and get better. I think the WNBA wanted to make her the face of the WNBA for so, like they wanted the great white hope. And you have other talent. But because they America was so like, oh my goodness, Caitlin Clark, because they had this young lady who could shoot a bunch of threes. They didn't highlight the fact that she can't go right. They didn't highlight the fact that she doesn't play defense. They don't highlight the fact that I just don't think she has a good handle at all. Her handle is not good. But because she can shoot a bunch of threes and they curated their offense around, like, just make sure you just give her the ball so she can just shoot a million threes, right? She's going to go left. So she exploded into popularity, not just on her own, but because of Angel Reese getting up in her face, right? She was like, Caitlin Clark was popular, but so was Angel Reese. And now they're trying to make it seem like, oh, it's just Caitlin Clark. And I'm like, if Angel Reese didn't help put her on the map, there would be no real story around Caitlin Clark. She would have been another talented player who did not win a ring. But now they're like, oh, it's Caitlin Clark. And that drives me insane. However, I do think the WNBA needs to find a way to capitalize on a lot of this differently. They're doing a bad job right now. Like Cameron Brink is playing well. Angel Reese, Camille Cardoso is injured. They need to be putting them in our face over and over and over again. Caitlin Clark is not going to singularly elevate the WNBA. I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because these girls are coming for her. These women are coming for her. And they're going to expose she has no right hand. She cannot play defense. And she doesn't really have a great handle. They're going to expose that she's not as athletic. She is athletic and she's a good player. But they're going to expose a lot of things. And then what happens is the WNBA is going to lose their shine, their luster. They're going to be like, oh, okay. What they need to do is they need to promote these other young ladies. Kelsey Bloom, uh, Cameron Brink, a woman, I cannot get that woman's name right. You've got Erica, you've got, of course, Angel Reese. She is walking advertisement. Let me tell you something. She's gonna glam it up. Let me tell you something. Somebody like an Angel Reese, are you kidding me? You can use her in so many ways. She's tall. She's a pretty young lady. She likes to glam it up. She likes to interact with the people. And they're so focused on Caitlin Clark. And now this is going to sound really messed up, but like Caitlin Clark does not give you, I'm with the people. She doesn't give you glam. She gives you I'm okay with being with the boys. I'm not a girl's girl. I'm not this any other. She's not giving you like, I'm gonna cross you over. She's not giving you like, I'm gonna pick your pocket. She's giving, just let me just shoot threes. That's like, that's her persona. So my thing is, I'm like, wait a second. You got full on Cameron Brink out there. She is like the blonde beauty, and she's a good player. You highlight her too. You want to show all facets of womanhood, but they are so caught up on Caitlin Clark. And I'm like, you have to remember, other people who are watching the WNBA are not into Caitlin Clark. We're into other people. So I want to see Angel Reese and Camila Cardosa. I want to see Cameron Brink. I also want to see Caitlin Clark. The WNBA is so lame. They are just, ugh. That's just where I'm at with it. They think that by showing only Caitlin Clark, they're trying to make her the face of the WNBA, but that's not the face of the WNBA. Like, I hate to say it, but when you're making people the face of the WNBA or NBA, whatever like that, they usually have a look too. Caitlin Clark does not have that look. She doesn't have that. She is a highlight reel. She's gonna shoot. But at the end of the day, you've got chicks out here who are like regular chicks, girls who like to, like, at the end of the day, these women want to still be in glam. They're still women, right? So these women are going to want to do their hair. They're going to want to do, I look at somebody like Cameron Brink, when she was at her WNBA signing, she was bad. She was so, I was like, this woman came and just, yeah, she was coming. She looked so good. Angel Reese looks so good. So you got women like that who also want to like lean into their femininity. Let me tell you something. That you want to get some new people putting eyes on the WNBA. See, women in general want to see women. They don't want to see the ones who are acting all dudely and manly. Caitlin Clark does not give you girl, right? Cameron Brink does. Angel Reese does. Like other girls, they're gonna give you like, hey, do you want good skin? Well, this is what I use to keep my skin looking good while I'm out there snatching wigs on the court, right? You need to go ahead and you need to invest in Bow's Beauty Boutique. It's going to clarify your skin, moisturize your skin, give you that look that's full of collagen, and blah, 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 blah. That's what the WNBA, you want the WNBA front and center right now and capitalizing. But they got like Caitlin Clark out there. She's not like conventionally appealing to the eye. So what is she advertising? Like she's stiff, like I'm sure she's really nice, but she's not warm. She doesn't talk to people. She doesn't give you, I'm going to interact with the community. You've got these other young ladies, these long-legged beauties out here who can play well, who also want to look like women, because what turns a lot of people off, I know what turned me off to WNBA is like, if I want to see dudes, I will go watch the NBA. We got all these like overly managed looking women out there who all are into each other. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see that. I want to see women play, and I want to see women look like women. That's what I want to see. So when you've got a crop of women who come in and they also can be quite feminine, and you need to have skincare products, uh, shampoo, sneakers, their favorite snacky snack. My snack on the road that keeps me going is, you know, hot Cheetos, whatever. I don't know. You know what? When I want that fresh minty breath while I'm flying on these chartered flights that Caitlin Clark has helped to bring into the league, I chew extra gum and then ting or something. I don't know. That's what they need to do. I told you I just wanted to hit you about some things. Anyway, that's just my thought on WNBA. Let me just talk about real estate for a second. So, I keep seeing a whole bunch of stuff going on down in Florida because Florida has always been a hot mess. The governor sucks. Everything about Florida, like maybe they should just secede from the union and get their own currency. I don't know. They're a disaster down there in every way. But this is what I suspect is going to happen as the economy continues to go into the toilet. Florida will eventually be a great place to go visit again, because they're going to need the money. They're going to need the money. The housing market is crashing. Tourism is a situation down there. At some point, they're going to have to get back to focusing on tourism and not these expensive home prices and everything else like that. It's becoming a place that people cannot afford to live, and it's a place where the old people go to die. Now, I know I shouldn't have said it like that, but I'm just saying they need to revamp their image. They need to get that housing market under control. I think what's going to happen is, and I'm just making this up off of my mind, 5 years or whatever it is, that's going to be a great place to go vacation. That economy down there is going to be so depressed. They're going to have to start working with people and stop running out all of our working migrants. Okay, because I don't know why they did that. Coming for temporary work, so we're gonna you got to be friendly to the migrants because they're just working. They're just, you know what I mean, like, you're gonna have to get the housing market under control. You got to treat people with dignity and humanity. I think that place is going to be a great place to go vacation, because they're going to have to say uncle and stop with these ridiculous policies and just being plain old being. It's not a place that people want to go visit. I know I don't want to go to Florida at the time, although I do have to go through Florida this season for a vacation. I don't know. I just feel like if they can get themselves together, they could be a great vacation spot again. But I know I don't want to spend any money down there. I don't want to spend money in freaking hot Florida, where people are going to be psycho down there. Absolutely not. I'm like, why should you get my money? My hard-earned 3 cents. Okay? All three of them. But if you guys want to donate to the United Negro Bow Fund, let me know. I need to start. You know what? Maybe I should start doing that, putting my Cash App up like everybody else. I'm going to start flashing my Cash App. Maybe that's what I'll do. Look, I got a child in college, and I got three more coming. That's what I should start doing. Everybody else does it. I don't go around asking people for money. Maybe I should start, hey, I need an alternative form of income, another stream of income. Maybe I should start putting my Cash App up like everybody else, to help with my living. Don't get mad at me. I was just on a little bit of a rant. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about, those few things. I've always got something else to talk about, but I think the main thing I wanted to just poke fun at was all the crazy women who look like me, who are so tired of men, who get out here and make their entire business talking about men. They're so sick and tired of people in bad relationships that all they do is get out here and talk about people in bad relationships. And they don't want to deal with having children and everything else, and stop having everybody's children. But they get out here and that's all they talk about is everybody else's children. So I'm just kind of like, what do you want? I've never seen anybody so unhappy in my life. Unhappy. I'm like, for all of these women who are so highly educated and they're so happy, they're so freaking happy. You mean to tell me, out of all of the things that you have seen and done, you can't talk about anything else? I can talk about a whole bunch of stuff all the time. I mean, no one would listen, of course, but there's so many things I want to talk about. But the people who listen to this channel are not interested in talking about those things. But I will say this, for all of you women out there who are single and intelligent and beautiful and all these things, this is your opportunity to curate a space where you can talk about things that do not center men. Since you guys are all decentering and divesting from men and the 4B movement, talk about something else. Talk about the kind of things that give you inspiration. Talk about the rainbows and the birds. I don't know. Talk about what you think is going to be world domination. Talk about the things like new alternative ways of being healthy. Talk about what you've learned if you've left this country. Talk about the things that you've learned maybe in your career. Maybe you should just start spreading like knowledge on the things that you have done to become successful. Talk about what you define as success. Talk about where you get your real source of joy from. And it should not be predicated on how much money is in your bank account or lack thereof. Talk about how you handle your mental health. Talk about how you think sisterhood could be established. What you think real sisterhood is and how you go through that in the various stages of womanhood. Talk about something else other than how these men ain't this and these men ain't that. Well, a lot of them are, but some of the women are just a psycho. You guys spend way too much time focused on men. And I just think it's hilarious because those are the first ones like, I am decentering men. I got the 4B movement, the dissenter movement, the divest movement, the your movement, the my movement, the everybody's movement. I'm like, shut up. Talk about something else. I have been trying to just scroll past some of these whacked out weirdos. The new thing that people are re-arguing about, well, maybe it's not new, but it's new, renew. Maybe that's the word I want to use. Renew to me is everyone is going back and forth on all of the light skin, dark skin stuff. I should weigh back in on that, but I just feel like my inner ADD is so bored because there's no real solution. We know colorism exists, but what do you want to do to fix it? I honestly believe most of the people who are helping to perpetuate it are just black women. Instead of trying to go to other women who are black or non-black or whatever and try to figure out how do we make this better, which most people aren't going to give up their privilege, or figure out a healthy way of moving forward, we just sit there and tear each other down. You got 5 billion channels out here going in on light-skinned women are basic, and I'm like, oh my, oh, okay. All these women are extinguishing the fire of people in order to light their own. And you shouldn't have to do that. And then you got light skinned women out here having the like, I guess it's just like a boomerang effect. They're getting pissed off and they're creating channels on light skinnedness. And I understand why they've done it. I just feel like I don't know what the end game is for either. I'm Maybe I should create a light skin channel. A light skin channel, and then just start spreading nonsense. And you know what's going to happen? That channel would blow up because it would be so salacious and highly inflammatory, and people would be so mad, but they would watch that crap. And if people want to get on there and argue, and I'll get a panel of people, because that's what the men do in the blacked out weirdo manosphere or red pill area. They get microphones and they get up on these stages and they find the dumbest people to engage with. That's what I should do. I'm going to create a light skin channel and just talk about why all people who are not light skinned are part of Satan's army and they're the Antichrist. It doesn't have to be true. I don't believe that. But that's the kind of stuff that people want to tune into. They want to tune into garbage like that. Oh my gosh. I'm going to create a channel that says anybody who's a woman and they don't have children, they're not real women. That's what we're going to start. You're not a real woman. You're not. This is what I'm talking to. And this is